All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. Focus on this video is going to be geared towards healing, and I'm just going to get right to it, man. I brought this as an edifying lesson. All right, been having a little bit of trouble with uploading videos, so I'm gonna just do a standard sit down. This is John chapter 5, verse 1. It says, "After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem. Now, there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda." Okay, so according to the law, in the book of Leviticus, you have three times a year that we're supposed to go up to Jerusalem. All right. The first one being the Passover. Okay. Then you got Pentecost, and then the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay. Those are the 3 times. And so it says in verse 2, "Now at Jerusalem by the sheep market, now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, like a water, pool of water, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda." Now, when you go into the Greek, it'll let you know that it comes from the Hebrew words bayath, chasad. All right, bayath means house, and chasad means mercy. And so that's what it was called, the house of mercy right there. Okay, having 5 porches. Now, that's heavy, as we're going to read, house of mercy, a pool of living water. We'll get to it. Verse 3, it says, in these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, basically people who had infirmities. It says, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. Okay, basically waiting for the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to influence that water to make it healing waters. Okay, for an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water. Okay, now this shows you how much the Most High cares about the nation of Israel, because he didn't do that for these heathen nations. You know what I mean? He was doing that for us, for our people, man. Okay, because you had people who were sick, people who were, in position of incapable to, do regular bodily functions. Okay, so this angel put that spirit on the water to become healing waters. Okay, and so it says, "Whosoever then first after the troubling of the water stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had." All right, so the first person to get in the water, they got healed, man, of whatever infirmity or whatever disease they had. All right, now it says, verse 5, "And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years." So he was sick. He had a disability. You would call him disabled in these times. Okay, for 38 years. When Yahushua saw him lie, he knew that he had been now a long time in that case. So Yahushua came to the house of mercy, or that pool called Bayath Chasad, or Bethesda, and he saw a man lying down, and he saw that he was, just catching hell, basically, and he was in that position for a long time. And so it says, "He saith unto him, Wilt thou be made whole?" Because you can imagine, man, in a position like that, All you want is to be able to move around like all the other people. People who are disabled, they just want to be normal. You know what I mean? And so that man had to have been humble by not being able to be mobile for dang near 4 decades, right? And so Yahushua said, wilt thou be made whole, right? And you can tell, I'm gonna just keep reading his response. Verse 7, it says, the impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. So he was saying, I can't, he's saying, obviously, of course, I want to be healed, but I don't have anyone to put me in the pool, because every time the pool gets troubled, somebody else goes in there, right? Because you can imagine there was a plethora of people with infirmities around that pool waiting for it to get troubled. And so, but he believed that the waters could heal him. You see that? Key. That's the key right there. Okay, let me continue reading. It says, but while I am coming, another steppeth down before me. Okay. It says, but while I am coming, another steppeth down before me. Yahushua saith unto him, rise, take up thy bed, and walk. Okay. So, Yahushua saw that he believed, okay, that he could be healed by the water, okay, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna heal you right here in front of all these people. You see, on the Sabbath, right? It says, verse 8, Yahushua saith unto him, rise, take up thy bed and walk. And immediately the man was made whole and took up his bed and walked. On the same day was the Sabbath. Now, like I said, according to the faith that a man has, very, very special things can happen, And so I'm just going to get a couple of scriptures here to go into it. First one we're going to get, and this power, power is coming back in a major way. We'll leave it at that. Psalm chapter 6, verse 2. Have mercy upon me, O Yahweh, for I am weak. O Yahweh, heal me, for my bones are vexed. Okay, so this is a Psalm of David, which he was asking for protection. He was asking for health. Okay, and just because we particularly may not have a physical ailment, we are all sick in some type of way, as far as spiritually, because honestly, there's still a speck of wickedness that we have, just in our hearts, right? Just being in this flesh, to where it has to be purged out, and it won't fully be purged out until we receive those eternal bodies, or those immortal bodies, okay, the new bodies where the law is written on our inward parts. Until then, there's going to be a constant war against the flesh and the spirit, okay? Because our spirit wants to be righteous, but our flesh wants to be wicked. So we're asking for Yahweh Shem Yahushai to heal us, okay, to heal our minds, to heal our bodies, because our inward parts are vexed. Okay, we're constantly in a state of what's the word I'm looking for? When you're not when you're mad, but when you're not confused. Dang, I can't think of it right now. But basically, we're in a state of discontent. Okay, frustration. I don't know why that was so hard. We're in a constant state of frustration because we're not perfect in the flesh. Okay, so we're asked for healings. Okay, rapayim. That's how you would say healings. Okay, from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, next We're going to get this in Jeremiah. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 30, and I'm going to get verse 16. It says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity." Okay, now why am I reading this? Well, because our enemies are part of our infirmity. They're prolonging our cap. Well, ultimately, the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right, is keeping us here in this captivity. But, you know, our enemies are accusing us, I should say, of, you know, all of these breakings of the law. However, our enemies, chiefly the Edomites, are the ones that set up these different systems, okay? These different, feeding us these different foods that are unlawful, promoting these different ideologies that are contrary to scriptures, okay? Basically vexing us, okay? Making us even a worse, have an even worse experience here in America, okay? And so they're all going to be put in their rightful place, which is beneath the Israelites, if we are to be at rest and to be healed, truly. So, and that's why ultimately the Most High is going to allow for the nation of Edom, the nation of Esau and Edom, to be completely eradicated, fully destroyed forever. Going to be a beautiful day. So it says, "And all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey." See, you can never get away from retribution for the nation of Israel, man. You know, as much as you try to read around it, and we don't try to read around it, but I'm talking about from the perspective of a Christian who has to duck and dodge these certain scriptures in order to maintain the facade of, you know, a true doctrine. You can't continue to just skip over these, man. Okay? Because the point is in the following verse. It says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith Yahweh, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." Okay? So what is the Most High going to do? Restore health unto the entire nation. Does that mean that everybody in Israel right now, you know, has cancer and the Lord's going to cure cancer? No, he's talking about the health, the spiritual health, man. Our people are spiritually sick as a nation, okay? And that's due to a bunch of different influences, but chiefly because of false ideologies. Idolatry was the word I was looking for. Chiefly because of idolatry, okay? It says in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can pull it real quick. It says that idolatry. Here we go. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. Okay. Verse 12, it says, "For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life." You see? And so that's the root of the problem is, you know, these idols, these false gods, worshiping these false ideologies, going all the way back to what happened to Eve in the garden when she went and followed the ideologies of Satan, basically, you know, which is any philosophy that is contrary to the way of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is the way of righteousness. So just want to get that back in here. You know, I'm gonna continue in the middle of the verse 17. It says, "Because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." So essentially they mocked the nation of Israel. These other nations mocked the nation of Israel, because the Most High put us in a low place. And when we got put in a low place, these heathen, they made it worse. They helped forward the affliction. And so the Most High is going to allow the nation of Israel to be healed. And really, when you have somebody who's sick, you don't really see their full potential because they're sick. They can't really do everything. Well, when the nation of Israel is healed, who has by far the greatest potential in all of Israel, then all the other nations will know and see that this nation, Israel, is the greatest nation. So it's gonna be a beautiful day. Next, I wanted to go ahead and get this in Mark. Mark chapter 2 and verse 15. It says, "And it came to pass that as Yahushua sat at meat in the house, many publicans and sinners sat also together with Yahushua and his disciples." Okay, a publican, when you look it up, is a tax collector, which were basically looked at in the perspective of the circumcision as traitors, because they collected taxes for the Roman government, who essentially was the enemy. Basically, the Roman government was run by Edomites, whereas the nation of Israel were obviously Israelites. So you can see the conflict there. It says, let's see, many publicans and sinners sat also together with Yahushua and his disciples, for there were many, and they followed him. So you had people that were publicly known, as transgressors of the law, following Yahushua, worshiping him, this and that, and the holier than thou Jake was looking at Yahushua like, yo, you entertaining these guys? You're supposed to be all these holy. They were scoffing, right? And continue on, verse 16. "And when the scribes and Pharisees saw him eat with the publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, How is it that he eateth and drinketh with publicans and sinners?" See, they were scoffing just like they do today, man. The topics always circle back around, just like they're doing today. What was this one today talking about? It was this comment on the comment board. Why would you want to be related to King David? He was a terrible man, this and that, showing you they don't know nothing about the Bible. Okay, and the wicked scribes and Pharisees, when they were scoffing back then, showed that they didn't know anything about the Bible. Okay, because the scriptures say in the Old Testament, if they read it, let me go to Malachi real quick. Let me see here, and these are the men that's supposed to be the chief amongst the nation. Let's see here, Malachi. This is the 3rd chapter, I believe it is. No, the 4th chapter, Malachi 4:2. But unto, this is heavy, Malachi 4:2. "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings." Right? That's the separation between the 1/3 and the 2/3. Okay, the 1/3 are gonna fear the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and do his will. That's why I'm doing this video right now. Okay, example right here. I fear the Lord, man, because I fear that if I don't do the work, woe unto me, meaning destruction unto me, if I preach not the gospel, because he's given me the understanding and not boasting in myself. He's given multiple brothers, hundreds of brothers, this knowledge, man, thousands. Okay, and that's why we're doing videos. Okay, that's why we're telling you that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, and then if you take it pursuant to Revelation 14:9, then yes, you will be destroyed. That's why we're telling you that Esau is the self-proclaimed white man, and all the prophecies that talk about Esau is talking about the self-proclaimed white man. Babylon the Great is America. Okay, we are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites. Okay, the Edomites are going into captivity, and we're going to be raised up. Yahushua is not a white man. All right, the Lord and Savior is not white man. That's why we're saying all these things, because we have received the true knowledge of the scriptures. Okay, that's why we say we have 100% truth, because there's no other men on earth that have been given a greater understanding, okay, than the men that are the prophets of the Lord, which chiefly you find them in Great Millstone. Okay, so it says, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. Now that healing in his wings is going into how he's going to heal the nation. Okay, as we read in Jeremiah 30 and 17. Okay, he's going to heal us from our imperfections. I'll say it like that. Okay, spiritually, that is. It says, and he shall go forth, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Okay, so we're going to live a nice, peaceful life. Okay, the life that we seek for. Okay, because it talks about in Romans how Israel hasn't attained that which he seeketh for, but what? But the election have obtained it, right? Talking about the throne, the kingdom, all right, the exclusion from the destruction that is destined to come upon this place. God, brothers, we are trying to escape. We're trying to get the hell. When brother said we got to get the hell out of here, destruction is imminent. We know for 100% fact that America is going to be destroyed. We're trying to be saved out of that, you know, and so that requires faith, man. We got to, and I'm gonna keep it brief, okay? Yeah, brothers, get what I'm saying, man. Mark chapter 2, 17. It says, when Yahushua heard it, he saith unto them, they that are whole have no need of the physician. Whole meaning complete, perfect, you good, okay? It says, but they that are sick, okay? Those that are sick have need of a physician. A physician is basically a doctor, but a doctor, you know, that's the English way of saying a healer, but really you think of a healer, I should say you think of a healer when you say the word doctor, but really a doctor doesn't heal you, it just suppresses your symptoms. So maybe not a doctor, but an actual healer, okay? A physician. Let's see here. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. Okay. Oh yeah. This is a beautiful precept. I was reading this a couple of days ago in 1 Timothy. It basically backs it up because it talks about how the law is really for people who are going off, right? 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 15. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all exception, that Mashiach, Yahushai, came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. Now, Paul called himself the chief of sinners. Now, obviously, you have more wicked people than Paul, but he was saying out of those people, he's basically being humble, out of those people who are believers, I've done an immense amount of sins. And that's how we also feel, man. We all guilty, man. Okay? I know I'm guilty, man. Okay? Because I'm in the flesh. I'm using myself as an example. Okay? If we didn't have Yahushua, we'd be through. It's just simple as that. But that's why it's so important to clinch onto this thing like it's the last breath before you go on, on an Olympic pool swim. Okay? Hold on to this thing like it's like you in the movies, you got that last little fingers over the edge with one hand dangling. Okay? That's how we're supposed to hold on to this truth, man. For dear life. If life is dear unto us, then we best hold on to this truth, man. Okay? Because it's about to get bumpy. So, 1 Timothy 1 and 16. Howbeit, for this cause I obtained mercy. You see that? I didn't even... House of mercy, but Bayat Chasad, the Hebrew word for mercy is Chasad. Okay? It says, howbeit, for this cause I obtained mercy. That's huge. Mercy, not of ourselves, man. Okay? Mercy. because of him. He chose us, not the other way around. Okay, we're the shoes, and he's the wearer of the shoes. All right, so to speak. We didn't choose him. He chose us. All right. When you buy shoes, you choose the shoes. The shoes don't choose you. Okay. Howbeit, for this cause I obtained mercy, that in me first Yahushai Mashiach might show forth all long suffering, for a pattern to them which should hereafter believe on him to everlasting life. Paul was a man of example. He showed how a believer in Yahushai ought to live. And that's why, like he wrote here, hereafter, I'll read it again, for a pattern to them which should hereafter believe on him. Paul was an example. The scripture says, be ye followers of me as I am a follower of Yahushai, I should say. And that's really, we follow the lifestyle and the mentality, and we can tell the mindset that Paul had by reading his letters, okay, that he was a humble man. Okay, humility is essential. Let's see here. All right, so that's the point, and if you read up, that's what that's part I was looking for. If you read up in the chapter, it talks about that the law in verse 9, it says, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for the unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine, right? And so that's what, like you get reprimanded. You don't really get reprimanded when you ain't doing nothing wrong, all right? But that law and that chastisement, okay, comes when you do something wrong, you see? And so that's what the purpose of the law is for. But in the kingdom, the law is going to be written in our inward parts, so where we won't even do wrong. We're just going to do right. We're not going to transgress, okay? So Ezekiel chapter 39, and let's see. (25). It says, therefore thus saith Yahweh your power, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and I will be jealous for my holy name. Okay, because that's the time and the day that we're looking for, man. Okay, the year of the Most High's redeemed, okay, is coming soon. So he's going to be jealous, meaning he's going to be possessive, meaning he's going to take the nation of Israel back, okay, and we're going to be in his good graces. Okay, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. You got to have faith that it's going to come, all right, because these damn devils damn sure don't have a shot at any damn thing outside of destruction. Okay, the nation of Israel is starting with the elect, the 144,000 are the men and leaders of the nation. Those are the people that you see actually doing the things that the Bible prophesied about. Okay, prophesying on the highways and byways. Okay, pursuant to Ezekiel 37. That's why all these scriptures that we're fulfilling through the Spirit, these other Christians are trying to debunk. Okay, anyway. It says, verse 26, and after that they have borne their shame and all their trespasses whereby they have trespassed against me when they dwelt safely in their land, and none made them afraid. Okay, and that's what we're doing right now. We're bearing our shame that we had to bear because we as a nation went off. Okay, and so verse 27. When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' lands. You see, right now we're in our enemies' lands. What was this fulfilled? If the so-called Jews over there in this land right now, has this been fulfilled already? Ezekiel 39 and 27. Anyway, when I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. Who the hell are the so-called Jews sanctified in the eyes of? America? No, it says in the sight of many nations, man. Okay, they're not made holy in the eyes of their next door neighbors trying to kill them, man. Okay, Palestinians, man, trying the Syrians. Everybody hates the damn Israelites except for good old America. Okay, verse 28. Then shall they know that I am Yahweh their power. These other nations don't know that the Most High. Obviously, the Most High is not with them. Okay, but if these prophecies were fulfilled by the so-called Jew being over there in the Holy Land, then these nations would know that Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father and that He is with them. But obviously, He's not. Okay, this has not happened yet. And what will happen soon, Lord willing, when we are put, as a nation of Israel, are put back in the Holy Land, starting with the 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3 are going to be in rulership. Okay, and these heathen are going to know who the power of Israel is in that day. It says, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. That's what happened. Among the heathen. We're in captivity right now, among the heathen to this day. All right. It says, but I have gathered them unto their own land and have left none of them any more there. Okay. And now that's the day that we're looking for, man. To not have to deal with these, living on these heathen lands. Okay, paying rent, okay, eating food that we've never seen grown before. It just pop up in our grocery stores. Okay, those are days of, you want to get healthy, we ain't gonna have no cancer, man. Okay, when the Most High put us back in our land, we're gonna be whole. The whole nation is gonna be whole. Beautiful thing. We look forward to that day. So with that, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem B'chak Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.